A very warm welcome back to RASSVET for episode 17 with me, Mr. Sealy P. Well, the harvest contract I took on in field 14 doing sugar beet took a while. It's 17 minutes past 10 in the evening. We did, however, go contract complete a while ago. So I've been sitting on contract complete, but there was a load of sugar beet left on the ground. So I've been hauling sugar beet backwards and forwards. I think we just sold the last lot for about 13 grand. It's not paying out a lot. It's only about 280 something for 1,000 litres. But we've got another 43,420 litres to sell. And then I can go contract complete because that's all of it done. And then I can head back to the farm, get some sleep, ready for the morning. But the money's going up, that's the main thing. I'm going to pay a little bit more off the off what we owe the various different governments. There you go, it's up to 420 grand. What I'll do now is hop out the vehicle, contract complete, collect 58,174. Oh, look at that one, 93 grand. That's potatoes. That will take ages. That's the big field. Oh, there's another fertilising on field 5. The second fertilising is available. Do I do that? I'm going to accept contracts and I'll do that in the morning probably. We're good for tonight. I'm going to head home and then tomorrow we should be able to harvest our own fields. New harvester, possibly a silo, and pay off some of the loan. I will see you in the morning. 8:40 in the morning here on RASSVET, as you've already seen, as we've already spoken about. Last night, sugar beet harvest went well, sold the rest of stuff, money went up, money's gone back down again. I have bought the new harvester, that is over at the store to be collected. The other harvester is down on field 7 and it's soybean harvesting. It is full, so we're going to take our trailers over to collect. I've been looking at sites for a silo. I really thought I'd be able to fit a silo into the gap here. I've moved all the equipment and machinery, but can't seem to get any sort of planning permission. It just keeps coming up saying there's objects in the way. So potentially out in the field over there might be an option. It does cut down the amount of grass we can cut, but I think it'd be a cheaper option than trying to find another plot of land to buy to build a silo on. So I think we're probably going to end up doing that. The contract I took on last night for the second fertilising over on field 5 is underway. Probably actually not that far off. I say not that far off done. Probably an exaggeration. The new, I get it wrong every single time. The new tractor. It's the 105, isn't it? Easy way to find out. Hop out. Hop back in. Yams. But that's not, that was the tyres, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure before that was what it said the tyres were. There's no designation on it. Is it a T105, T150? T150 is what I want to say. Anyway. So we get to the field. What I also need to do, because I left it there very unprofessionally, the seeder was left by the edge of the field. And I'm pretty sure the harvester is good to go with a full load already. The new harvester is bigger. We're going to talk about that on the... Oh, well, I was going to drive over, but I've left my Land Rover over there, haven't I? Don't really want to walk over. Why are we doing this? There was a collaboration. Now, the article I've got was sent to me. Thank you for sending it to me. You know who you are. This was published in 2013, this article. And it says, this year, obviously 2013, Ukraine will launch a line of high-performing harvesters. I mean, this is paraphrasing some bits. I'm not going to read the whole article out. Jointly with the German company Claas, the combines will be produced at the OOO-NPP Kherson machine building plant in southern Ukraine. Claas representative Jan Henrik Moore stated that the jointly produced machinery would be used in Ukraine by the end of this year, so by the end of 2013. The parties have yet to agree on the production volume and model range. While the necessary components are to be shipped to Ukraine shortly, most of the machinery will be sold to Ukrainian agricultural producers. It says, at present, Ukrainian agriculture does not have enough combines or tractors. Now, see, this was going back a little while. There we go. Love that. That's unloading. We'll get that going. Yeah, so it doesn't have enough combines and tractors, which results in losing a substantial amount of crop per year. Due to the equipment shortage, Ukraine lost nearly 5 million, I would imagine that's tons, of grain, reported Ukraine's agricultural minister. There are 40 manufacturing plants in Ukraine that produce agricultural machinery. According to the Prime Minister, the Ukrainian government will help renew thousands of combine harvesters, sowing equipment and tractors in the agricultural sector. Development of agricultural machinery and construction is one of the priority tasks of Ukrainian agriculture, according to the State Programme of Economic Activation, SPEA, in 2013-2014. Let's drop that down. Get the work going again on that. I'll hop out because I need to go and get the other harvester. The program stipulates that the government facilitates the lease of agricultural machinery for Ukrainian agricultural producers. The state budget will provide nearly $21 million equivalent for the project. The money will help producers buy more than 4,000 machines in 2013. The SPA is to stimulate the domestic production and promote import substitution in all areas, including agriculture and machine building. Thus, in April 2013, Ukrainian state machine building company Ursus signed a cooperation agreement with Chinese companies CITIC International Contracting Limited and YTO International regarding the joint construction of tractors YTO PMZ and their supply to Ukraine. So yeah, so these things are happening, which leads me on to the fact that the tractor we bought is a Claas. Bearing in mind we're 2021, this was 2013, so it's already a few years old. It's probably not even the right age for, but don't worry about it. I'll see you at the store in a minute. We'll grab it. I haven't got a header trailer for the header. The header's a 5.1 metre and the tank's 8,000 litres. So we're levelling up. Actually, we're more than levelling up. We're adding to what we've got. I always forget about the marshy area that I can't. Well, I'm a hand cross, but I end up with wet, muddy boots, legs, feet, socks. And there she is. Now, I think we might have had one of these. Was this our start tractor on Stone Valley before we upgraded? I'm sure it was, wasn't it? Oh. Anyway, let's hop in. Yeah, 8,000 litre. The Claas Mega 218. Get the beacons on. I probably should have collected this with a low loader. It runs at 15 miles an hour. We're probably going to hold up the traffic a little bit, but again, that's not too much of a, well, I'll say it's not too much of a problem. The traffic may think it is. So this is going to make a big difference. This is another step forward. So levelling up with regard to adding machinery, but also our capabilities. Now I haven't got corn headers for either of these, but it does mean when harvesting contracts come up with 2 harvesters running, we can potentially pick up harvest contracts locally as well, help out the local farmers with getting their harvesting, that kind of thing. Because the Bizon is only was it 3,000 and something litre tank, isn't it? So this more than doubles what that will hold. The header's a little bit bigger, not hugely, but the 2 harvesters combined will work really well. I mean, if we reach a point we think we could get a second one of these maybe and get rid of the Bizon, or say get rid of it, pass it on, give it to another farmer locally, you know, or put it into the sort of the communal stock of equipment available. That cooperative kind of idea that I own it, but 10 farmers locally have had access to it to use it. I mean, you know, no reason why it won't work. What I like about this as well is the additional camera angle there. I love that. It's a small thing. I have got an nearly full grain tank already. Let's get over there. It would be better with the light behind me, obviously. But anyway, we've got the door open. A little bit of breeze in. Let's get down there and let's get cracking with this, shall we? We're set a little bit off centre, aren't we? Just looking at the centre of the harvester header and the window, we're just left of centre, aren't we? I'm thinking I need to move over a little bit. I need to move the camp, but that's, yeah, we're right, aren't we? Anyway. Update on the oven. After my excitement yesterday. It's not happening. It's not happening today anyway. I got the phone call yesterday. The slots became available, and we got the message to say that our delivery time would be between 7 AM and 11 AM. So I thought, oh, okay, I have to set my alarm. I haven't been getting up at 7 AM for a while. So I set my alarm for about 10 to 7. At 7:15, my phone rang to say, we'll be with you in the next 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, so jumped up, got ready. Guy came in, and they were fantastic guys. The two guys that brought the new cooker were amazing. However, we're switching from gas to electric. I know you probably don't want to hear this. It's just you know, my day, things that are happening. So they pulled out the old gas one to have a look at the fittings and stuff like that. But obviously, since we had that one, which has got to be 20 odd years ago now, the rules, the laws and everything have changed quite considerably since then. So we said, if you're going to have another gas one put in, the wallpaper behind the oven has got to be removed, and the clock that's up on the wall, about 2-3 feet up the wall, has to be moved. So, okay, so because of heat. Well, the oven we've got there now, we've never had a problem. So, unless it's going to be firing jets of flame up the wall. But anyway, fine, it's the rules, it's the law, it's, you know. But he said, as you're switching to electric, the gas situation won't be a problem. We may still have to look at the wallpaper thing, but we'll see. So they then looked at the cooker socket thing that we've got on the wall with the red switches for turning it on and off. Is that going to be okay for the new electric cooker? Apparently not. So they wanted to go back to the fuse box, the ring main, to find out if the cooker had its own circuit, which it should have, to turn it all off. But then apparently that wasn't good enough, because the socket that's on the wall has got a plug socket in it. What they want is a direct box that links down behind the cooker, so you actually plug the cooker in directly behind it, which means I've now got to get an electrician in to rewire everything. He said, had it been an appliance that's below 3,000 watts, which I already kind of knew this, you can plug it into the wall, because over 3,000 watts it has to have its own dedicated, you know. So they took photos, and again, don't get me wrong, they were lovely guys. They were very friendly, explained everything, absolutely fine. It's not their fault, they're just following the rules and guidelines and laws in place. So they took the oven away again. So, but don't worry, it's paid for, it's there. Once we've got the electrician in and the changes made by the electrician, we get back in touch with them, they'll come back out and they'll install it. So now we're on the hunt for an electrician. One that we can trust, one that's reliable. I mean, there's no reason why you can't trust any of them, but you know what it's like. It's always a worry, isn't it? So, yeah. Bad times at the El Royale. What can we do? And now we're here. So what I will do is unload that other harvester. Is that stopped almost exactly next to the thing again? It has. We'll get a work going on this one. Let's open it up. 8,000 litre should go a bit better. We'll turn the beacons off. We'll get it rolling. And we'll get it going. I'll go and check on the... Well, everything needs to be checked on, doesn't it? Get this done. Field 6 that we planted after this field, actually, that's got... What I put in it? Canola. Isn't ready to harvest yet. But I did take the liberty with the other harvester of doing the end of this one, the other end, because this end's right for turning, the other end wasn't. So let's get that going. That should go a little bit longer with a worker. Fantastic. Unload that one and we'll move forward. So once this is all done, what was the next job? Harvester bought. Oh, it was silo, wasn't it? And pay off some of the loan. Okay. The silo I'm looking at is going to cost us about 200 grand. I mean, that's probably not going to be till the next episode now. We'll get the harvest all done on here. I have been again looking at the streaming possibilities. I don't want to get people's hopes up. I need to do a few bits. I don't know if I mentioned before, but the streaming situation, I can stream directly from PlayStation to YouTube, which is absolutely fine. But what I had set up, or had set up for me, by Mr. Dalek JD, very kindly, was an Elgato system to the PC, which means you can record PlayStation to PC, then edit. But I don't. I still record and do everything on my PlayStation. I always have done. And I've talked about this before, about I need to learn to edit on PC and take the time to teach myself and that kind of thing. When I bought the PS5, the Elgato stopped working for some reason. I couldn't capture from the PlayStation to the PC. I had to fiddle around, I updated all the firmware and all the software, and all but nothing. I couldn't get it to work. I don't know why. And because we've been in lockdown, it's been difficult to ask for help, so that's been a bit of an issue. Right, that's going. What are we up to so far? 7,000 litres. This one's going to need emptying. Actually, what I will do, I've got to move that seeder because I'm pretty sure it's in the way. So again, the next series, the next, we're going to have to roll around again with doing, we won't have to soil sample again, but we'll come out, we'll get our lime done if it needs liming. And this shouldn't need liming because it was only done before this sowing. Right, let's get that out of the way. Get that going on the next strip. Oh, this does not want to slow down. My other one was a bit better on the brakes. Well, let's get the brakes fixed. The sheep are doing fine. I've cleaned them out and they're producing wool quite happily. Ticking away, ticking over. Let's roll. Cool. And where did I leave the attacher? I've lost my thread again, what I was saying. Doesn't matter. We have some things to do. Yeah, it probably won't be in this episode. We'll do the silo. I did think about down here, but then that means buying this entire plot of land, which is quite an expense just to put a silo on. So I think on the land we've got already makes more sense. And as I've mentioned previously, it depends if you've watched any of the previous episodes of this. If we come out to the map and we look around at what we own, obviously there are fields we bought and the plot of land we own here, but all the periphery here is all kind of pre-owned. I'll say it's pre-owned. Really? I thought that was 7,159,000. Really? I do not recall buying that. Anyway, well, it's owned, it's all there, and all the grass that's on that can be cut. So using up a bit of our grassland where we cleared all of our trees to put a silo in, kind of makes sense. We cleared the land, we got some rid of a load of the trees for a silo build or for cutting grass. We've still got all the grass around these fields. I haven't even looked at cutting any of this. So what we lose in building the silo, we can gain back in other areas. That's not going to be a problem either. Let's get this out of the way completely. Let's crack on. That looks like that might all be ready now. How are we looking? Yep, we're good. So field 6 is ready to harvest. So once we've finished on the soybean here, we can jump straight over onto our canola. As you can see over here, our fertilising on field 5 is continuing. How is it looking contract-wise? 90% complete. There are a load of jobs available here now. Quite a few sowing ones again. Field 4 for sowing, 45 grand. That's pretty good. Oh, it's potatoes, that's why. Harvesting field 15 still there, 93. I'm not going to do it. No, what did I just do? Yeah, I'm not doing it. The temptation is massive. Because you look at the payout and think, oh, that's good. But then you get going and then you realise, I've been an idiot. It's going to take me hours and hours. Right, that's out of the way. Take that to the farm later. Let's get back to the trailer. And as it stands now, I'm driving my tractor. We've got 2 locals gainfully employed. I think I might get hold of the Bizon in a minute when it gets to the bottom. So there's this patch down here, there's another patch up the top end that I think we missed as we will set it up. Nice. Oh, I was talking about streaming, wasn't I? Yeah. So, yeah, I need to sort out how we're going to go about it. I want to, again, I'm not sure when. And the problem is, if I do, it won't be a regular streaming schedule. You know, I might just do one here and there. I've just been thinking a lot about moving forward. I did talk about maybe doing a podcast, but again, I don't know what I would talk about over and above what I talk about now. You know, all the stuff I just chat about. But we could do. Sorry, just going to take over for a moment. So what we can do, let's open up that. Now we're looking. So I'm really puzzled by this. Let's go back over to here. Let's check our field. So that's our pH level. Now it's soybean, so it puts its own in. Oh, now that's better. Look at our yield data. So that was projected, or what it was. This is our actual yield data. So we are getting some really good yield there. Look at that. That's 125% up there. That's a little bit further down, but down to about 100, which is what we predicted. So those bits, if we go across to our soil types, it's matching our soil types almost perfectly, which is absolutely bang on. That's where we need to be. So as far as them moving forward, we'll have to see once we're harvested. You can see the pH levels have changed slightly, not hugely, but they have changed. And then we'll look at our nitrogens. Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a funny one, nitrogen. You know what's best off I do? While I'm in it, let's unload here. While that's unloading, next job was to pay off some more of this loan. Let's repay another 30 grand. Loan's down to 45. What did we have originally? 110? Let's do another 5. Why not? We're down to 40 grand, our loan, of 110 that we originally had. That was for the 100 grand I, in inverted commas, borrowed from the government, and 10 grand was also to buy our first, was it for the cultivator? Trailer. It was trailer, wasn't it? So we've paid off 70 grand. I mean, I could, to be honest with you, I could pay off the other 40 now, couldn't I? We'll see what we get paid for this. If we get paid pretty well for this, then maybe. Oh, the harvester is nearly full. We'll get a bit of class action. I do like these trailers. It's not something, before doing this here, before coming to RASSVET, I would have really ever considered using. I'm not a great fan of swivel axle trailers. You know, I would prefer to go for one larger trailer than having multiples. That doesn't kind of fit what I wanted to do here, so yeah, it's always nice to try something different. Let's turn that back off. Excellent. Hopefully tomorrow, although I've got a lot of jobs to do tomorrow, just thinking tomorrow we might, there's a possibility, be able to get out of Lucas Island tomorrow. Sunday may be a down day this week, I think. We'll see. The flow of this here on RASSVET and on Lucas the progression, it was getting past those couple of humps. There were a couple of bumps in the road that I needed to get to, and now it's kind of allowing it to for me personally, to flow a little bit easier. Almost there. There we go. That was bad timing. Pipe sits a bit higher. 8,000 litres. Bob's your uncle. Right, what we'll do now, let's get in. Nearly there. While I'm waiting, I'll have a sip of my coffee. I honestly cannot remember the last time I drank a hot cup of coffee. Oh yeah, when I was away on holiday. When we were away and I was making my coffee in the mornings, I would sit and drink it, watching the world, listening to the wildlife, and yeah, normally, I mean, it's been years. I was a postman for a long time, and when I worked nights as a postman, I would get a coffee from a break. If I didn't get a chance to drink it, I would put it on my sort of sorting desk when I was working. Or if I was, we used to do segregating of packets and parcels, we'd have all these cages lined up, and you'd be sorting them all into the cages to go onto the lorries. Inevitably you'd forget, you'd go back and your coffee would be stone cold. Then I worked at the school, same thing, you had your breaks, but you weren't allowed to drink coffee and stuff during teaching time because you were teaching. And obviously health and safety rules regarding hot drinks and spills and stuff around kids, and yeah, again, totally right. So you would make yourself a coffee, I'd forget, and then the whole session would go by. Next break it'd be stone cold. And it's the same here. My lovely wife is fantastic, and she's working in the front room, and she'll come through to make a tea, and she'll make me coffee pretty much all day long. And she puts it down, and I get so engrossed in what I'm doing, and I go to drink it, and it's, yeah, lukewarm at best, but it's actually very tasty. Anyway, again, not anything you necessarily need to know, but oh, helper! Hey, there's an E4 grain tank. This is the beauty of doing this now with two harvesters running. I think what I'm going to need to look at is potentially getting another one of these, or something with a nice larger capacity, because that Bizon does fill up very quickly. That's a good thing. It means we're getting pretty good yield, which means, you know, that's brilliant. But I really do think yeah, we need to increase our capacity as well. Right, I'm going to finish this off, or do as much as I can. Yeah, I'll probably finish it off. I'll see you in a little bit, and we'll see where we're at. Then we'll crack on with... oh, I've just realised. Field completed. Field 5 is done. 57,502. Let's collect. Is there another fertilising job we could bounce on to? There's not. Harvesting, sowing, few jobs that. Okay. Good, money's back up a bit. Field 7 is complete. 46,026 litres of soybean. Best price at the moment is at the bakery. Just over 1,500, so we should make, well, 46,026 and then half that again. Nice payout. Should be good. Field 7 is going to be replanted and we're going to put maize in. I'm going to put maize in 6 and 7. One's had soybean, one's had canola. For field 7, it actually will switch because for maize, loam will give you a maximum of 100% productivity with maize and sandy loam 125%. But I might silage harvest some of it because as we did with the grass, we know that the silage price is pretty good here, and having 2 fields like that, and it also gives me the opportunity to have a look around and see what other maize forage harvesting equipment we've got available. And there are a few bits and bobs knocking around. I think there's some fork strip machinery, so we'll have a look. We'll have a look in the classifieds and see if we can find something. I've set them both off on field 6. They're now harvesting canola. I don't know if I've got enough power to get past these if something else comes the other way. Might have to end up going off into the verge to the left. We'll see. So we'll take this, we'll sell it. That's as far as I got with the, the Universal. We got it off the field 5 and I sort of going up into the town and so I thought, oh, I've got other things I need to do. But we are, as always, moving forward. So next is going to be silo. If I'm going to plant maize though, I am going to need planters because I don't have planters. And I think I'm going to go with what I said. I'm going to go with the Unisems and I'm going to get a couple of them. At 4.5 metres each, that will give me a planting width of 9 metres with 2 tractors doing it. I did buy the auger wagon the other day, so I can put seed in that, as I did, but they're much smaller seeders, so I shouldn't have as much trouble getting the seed in as I did when we were using the Horsch Maestro, the one that we'd leased, well not leased, we'd borrowed for doing a contract, hadn't we? Brilliant stuff. Whoa. Getting a bit wonky. Yeah, definitely to get the brakes fixed. Yeah, we are really struggling. I mean, there's a lot of weight behind us, I suppose. Now, which one was the bakery? Not this one. It's not the next one either, it's the third, isn't it? Oh, blimey, they've got full grain tanks already. Oh, yeah. I also got partway through. Got the next load of sand. Went to the sand pit, collected. Got back to there. And then, oh, because it was in the middle of doing sugar beeting work as well, so the sugar beet harvest was filling up, and so there's stuff all over the place. Am I going to get this wrong? I'm sure the bakery is the next one, isn't it? I should just check the map, really. But they indicate, I don't normally. I'm not one for use of the indicators. But this time I should make an exception. And this time, once turned, I will turn them off. There we go. Makes a change, doesn't it? I think these are both on tip side right. This is the bakery, isn't it? Stop. I'm going to check. Oh yeah, I was going to say the yield. So our yield data, brilliant. More than happy. 100 to 125% yield off of that for our soybean, which is great. We are... That's interesting because they're both currently harvesting, but the yield data's... Well, that one's stopped, but that doesn't seem to be changing. Oh, okay. I think we're going to need... Are we going to need some more lime? Maybe some more lime on that one. That's definitely going to need nitrogen. I didn't even look, did I? I was like, oh yeah. Oh dear. So, yeah, bakery, we are at the right place. Now, if I recall correctly, I had problems with this unloading last time. Let's switch it to the front trailer. If I go right over to the left, you should tip to the right. Come on now. You can do this. There we go. Everything's working. That's some kind of bizarre miracle. Wow. It's taking its time to unload, isn't it? The soybean waterfalls of RASSVET. Always worth a visit if you're here. And switch. Cool. We are making money. We're doing very well. Very well. So what I'm going to do now is I'll continue with field 6. We'll get the canola off that. I'll get the best price for that. Next episode we're going to be definitely silo. If not, well no, not if not, as well as planters, because we need to get our fields planted. I will probably put some more lime on field 6. That's been a couple of harvests now since that's had lime on it. Field 7 should be okay. We'll get them planted, then we'll look at the nitrogen requirements. Sheep will be continuing, yeah, silo build. Good stuff. I was thinking about potentially looking ahead at getting a newer Ukrainian/Russian tractor. There's some nice newer Ursus tractors knocking around. We could potentially have a look at. We'll see. Anyway, more done, a bit more farming this time. I hope you found it interesting. I hope you're enjoying it. If you are, if you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.